This video was made with the support of my patrons and subscribers. Consider giving this video a like and subscribe to my channel. More info in the description and comments below. Hey, what's up everybody? It's 13 and I'm here to share to you guys my experiences, or I guess the worst experiences that I had as a nurse here in the Philippines for about 9 years now. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Hey, 13, but helping people is the best feeling ever. Maybe you shouldn't be so mad about it, or maybe you should take a chill pill. Yes, now, while that is true, it's actually a really nice experience to, or at least feeling, to help people. It kind of grinds your gears if the people you are working with are such fucking assholes. There's no better way of putting it, ladies and gentlemen. These guys I was working with for about 3 years, or I guess 2 years, were complete fucking asshats. It started with me in the ICU department, and I pretty much had to be jolly on the spot, or at least be right all the time, because I was the new guy on the block. Unfortunately, my story got tangled with one of the few, let's just call it, nepotism hires of the hospital, where he gets a free pass because he's the niece of the fucking chief nurse. And so I was handing over this patient, and as such, my patient was properly gowned, everything was prepared, the medicine for the next shift was prepared, and the chart was okay. I mean, it's not perfect. I dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's, basically. So everything was spick and span, for the lack of a better word. And now, I remember my patient lying down in a supine position, and I have everything that was connected to the patient prepared. It was clean, they were fixed, and everything was like connected towards the patient. And this is fucking important, by the way. Later on, like an hour after getting out of the hospital, as I saunter down to the nearest 7-Eleven to have my depressing fucking breakfast, they called me. At first, I ignored the call because maybe it was just a missed call, or like it was an accidental call. But you know, when you're being called multiple times and it's a hospital calling, you pretty much have to kind of answer the call because it's code for pick up the goddamn phone. And so I stopped eating my depressing 7-Eleven breakfast and I asked what was up. And so they told me to get back to the ICU department pronto. They want me there like I can fly or something. I didn't really ask for the details as to why they wanted me there as fast as possible. And I think they were kind of being a dick about it because they knew that we were sleeping at the top floor of the building. And so they think that everyone is up there on the 6th fucking floor. I'm not sure how many floors this building has anymore. It doesn't fucking matter. They thought that I was there inside the building. Well, I had to walk across the fucking grasslands of this mall towards the hospital again, and I showed up to the ICU asking what the hell was up. And so they told me that my patient was supposed to be connected to a PEG feeding tube, or a PEG tube for short. Anyways, I do remember that this patient is connected to a PEG tube because I myself endorsed it to the last nurse that I was endorsing it with. Let's just call him Asshole. So, Asshole says that I endorsed my patient without a PEG tube inserted. And so, how the fuck does that happen? I thought to myself. But because I was new, I didn't have the balls to say anything. That's where my thought goes, because when you insert a PEG tube, there's a fucking lock. You have to inflate a thing, and it locks. It's a pretty durable material, too. The lock itself doesn't break. So I'm confused as to how I could fuck it up that bad that I managed to endorse a patient who was with a PEG tube without a PEG tube. And as far as I can remember, I fed the patient before endorsing her to Asshole over here. So now I'm wondering what the fuck happened there. Well, I observed the patient and I noticed that the patient was already moved. And so here in the Philippines, we have this rule that when you receive a patient and you move the patient, you can't pin that shit on me. Because you received the patient, you've done the rounds, and you checked everything before I went home. And so that was your chance to check everything and to check if nothing is wrong. You didn't check thoroughly. So now you're pinning this on me and on my off time, really? And so I was already kind of pissed off at that point. But the head of the department came up and told me what the fuck happened here. She was actually incredibly fucking mad that her precious department was being tarnished by this lowly bumpkin from the fucking boonies. Because most of the staff there were from the city over there, and I was actually from the province, and they knew. And I think that kind of played a part where they thought that I'm such a stupid fucking person, but I'm really not. So anyways, this head, let's just call her forehead, the forehead literally basically asked me to come inside this patient's cubicle and talk to me one-on-one in front of the coma patient. And as far as I know, coma patients usually have their hearing still. You normally wouldn't really converse about professional matters in front of a fucking patient. I don't know what the fuck was that, but here's what happened then. She practically yelled at me in front of the coma patient. She was, I guess, terrified that she had a patient with a fucked up peg tube that they didn't know what the fuck to do. Like, oh my god, maybe you should fucking call the attending, or I guess call a surgeon to put in another one. She even asked me what the hell was she supposed to do? Who was gonna talk to the doctor? What are they gonna say to the doctors? And I'm like, I'll talk to the doctor then. I'll do your job for you. But of course, I did not say that last part. The only thing I could say was, I'll go ahead and talk to the doctor myself and explain what happened. They pretty much didn't like that attitude of mine, or I guess they didn't like my answer very much. They decided then to just, I guess, after yelling at me and then not giving me a chance to explain, they just had me go. Like, they just wanted me to leave. I explained myself, even though they wanted me to leave, that I left my patient with a peg tube on it and she was in a supine position. And by the way, when I caught her, she was lying on her side, on the side where the peg tube was even. So, I have no idea what the fuck happened here, and I don't know why they didn't ask my senior to answer for whatever it is that he saw during endorsement and during rounds. But at that point, I was like, what the fuck ever, man. I just wanted to leave after explaining myself a little bit. And so they asked me to leave, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna be absent tomorrow, because fuck this. And so I was actually absent the day after. And it didn't really bother me. I guess they felt that, I don't know, they were at fault at some point. But they never admitted that to me. At some point, I even had the same head tell me that on another occasion, I reasoned out very well against the doctor. She told me she was proud of me and shit. And like, dude, where was this when I first encountered you? I have lived, like, Jesus Christ, 2 years where I had to actually pray to God, and I'm not even a religious person, that my shifts would go so well that they wouldn't have anything to say about me. That's how bad this shit was back then. And so I pretty much didn't get the justice that I needed. After that, all I heard was more complaining about me and shit. But that's about it, guys. Like the video if you like it, comment the video if you have a comment, and subscribe so you can stay tuned to the next one. See ya.